So today I'm doing a review on this rake. This is a John Deere, I think it's an 84-inch heavy duty root rake. They sold it to me as the biggest, heaviest rake they sell to go on my 333 John Deere skid steer. When I first looked at it, I thought, well, it looks pretty heavy duty, it looks pretty well built. I've looked at a lot of rakes. A lot of them are, the cheese ball homeowner grade stuff. They sell them on, all the online website things. And I've bought a few attachments from those things, and they're usually homeowner grade at best. I won't say the companies because I don't want to get in trouble. But that being said, I looked this thing over, and it looked pretty heavy duty, pretty well built. I thought, well, shoot, I'll buy that one. It was not cheap. I want to say I paid like $6-7 grand for it, but don't quote me on that. I don't remember. I'm honestly kind of disappointed in it. It does look well built, and it is pretty well built, but there's a lot of flaws in this thing. First and foremost, in one day I managed to bend the 2 outer tines in. I mean, I've only used this thing a total of about on 3 jobs now. And then, so I managed to bend those 2 tines in on the outer, and then these 2 broke right off. They broke right off the shank. I mean, when have you seen that happen on an excavator bucket with an actual shank on it? So that's pretty disappointing. I'm kind of looking at those, and I don't know. That's kind of a cheese ball design the way they did this. I'm going to try to retrofit. This is for an excavator tooth. We'll see if I'm successful with it, but I'm going to try to retrofit that shank in there. That's a real shank for an excavator bucket. Maybe that'll be stronger. If not, I'm going to probably just weld the teeth on, make them permanent. But I don't know. John Deere should know better. That's a flawed design. Secondly, they left this whole back part open, which you think would be fine for a root rake. But if you think about like a root rake on a bulldozer, you have a blade behind it to protect the machine. Well, in this, the only part you have to protect it is where the coupler mounts. And it doesn't go the full height. So when you go into big, we're mostly using it to move, branches and brush and tops and stuff like that for logging and moving logs around. And when you go into a big pile, what I call a slash pile, when you go into a big slash pile, all those branches and stuff try to poke through the back of this thing, and they poke into all your hydraulic hoses and everything. So I'm gonna have to weld a plate in here to protect the stuff in the middle, because it's ridiculous how much stuff tries to poke through here. The bottom obviously needs to be open so you can rake with it, but leaving that open was also kind of stupid on John Deere's part. Additionally, the geometry of these tines, when it's on the machine, even curled all the way back, they're really not curved back much. So you can't just they're pretty much always sloped downward a little bit. So you can't scoop stuff off the tines. You have to use the clamp to keep stuff in the bucket, which is kind of frustrating. That it's kind of just awkward to operate. Additionally, that machine is a big, powerful machine, and these tines, I mean, come on, John Deere, these tines are way too short. That machine can have another foot and a half of tine on here, and additionally, have the grabber be bigger, the clamp, and it would still pick up anything you put in it. I mean, I've picked up logs with this thing that were solid 4 feet across, and see, those ones were cut to almost 17 feet long, and that machine picks them up without even a hesitation. But you can barely get a hold of them with this silly grapple because the geometry of it's all screwy. So overall, for the money, I would not buy this grapple. I can't say which one I would buy because I haven't seen one yet that really stands out to me as a whole lot better. But this is not the one. Not for the money. It's kind of disappointing for having the John Deere name on it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I think that's it. Anyways, see you next time.